Hey there, viewers. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am reviewing my Pagani design PD-1644. This is obviously the Rolex Daytona homage. I'm not real big on unboxings, but I will show you what the watch came with. There's actually a couple things in here that I stored in here that didn't come with it. But anyway, let me get the watch out of the way and I'll show you what it came with. Here's the box. Has a little magnetic flipper. Has the company logo inside there. It came with this little spring bar tool / push pin tool. This is the padding that was on the watch. It came with this leather-ish strap. Anytime you get something extra that you don't expect, that's pretty cool. Even though, if you want to change up the look, I don't think anybody's going to look closely at your watch and ask you if that's a really good quality leather strap. But I wore it with the strap for a little while, and it's not horrible, but I wouldn't have bought this. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Here's the padding that the watch was wrapped around. Those are just extra spring bars that I purchased for another watch. Here's a screwdriver it came with for the screw links on the bracelet. Here are the 2 links that I removed. And you get a international warranty. I can't remember. I think it's 1 year. 1 year warranty. And the user's manual. Pretty standard stuff. And that's it. Let me get that out of the way and we'll get back into the watch here. All right, we'll start with the movement. This has the Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz movement. If you look at the bottom subdial, you'll see that you have 1 tick per second. Because it is quartz driven. You do have the screw down pushers. I'm probably a little bit ahead of myself, but I want to let the watch run a little while we're talking about it, so you can see the function, and then I'll show how it resets after a while. The reason they call it the Mecha Quartz is that when you start the stopwatch, the second hand ticks 5 times per second, whereas your typical mechanical watch ticks 6 to 8 times per second, depending on what movement you have. If it's a 21,600 pulses per hour movement, it'll beat 6 times per second. If it's a 28,800 pulses per hour, it'll tick 8 times per second, and smoother sweep of the second hand. But you do have the screw down pushers. You have a screw down crown. And let's just get this stopwatch going here, and then we'll talk about the rest of the features. Okay, when you start it, it has that snap, like a mechanical chronograph. And it snaps when you stop it, and then it has the flyback, instant pop back when you reset it. Now, the funny thing that I noticed is while it's running, you can stop it and reset it with that button. Now, I don't think that would be any good if you were timing something, because you're going to want to give yourself some time to figure out how much time has elapsed. But anyways, we're going to let it go. You have your running second hand. You have your 24-hour dial. And this is your chronograph minutes. This will move once per minute for every rotation of the second hand. for 60 minutes, and then it'll start over from 0 again. What we have is a sapphire crystal, ceramic tachometer bezel. I'm sure most of you, if you're interested in watches, know what the tachometer function is, but if you don't, basically you have graduations on your bezel that are based on timing the speed over the course of 1 mile. So if whether you start from 0 miles per hour or start at a designated speed, if you stop the second hand at 30 seconds and you've made it over the course of a mile in 30 seconds, you'd be going 120 miles per hour. Same thing up here. You know, if you're going for 9 seconds, you're doing 400 miles per hour. So that's a feature that's just kind of neat to have on the watch. Am I ever going to use that? Probably not. But let's get on to the dimensions. This is a 40 millimeter diameter case. It is 12 millimeters thick, so it's fairly thin, sits pretty flat on the wrist. You have 20 millimeters between the lugs, weighs 134 grams, so it's fairly light compared to some other watches. I don't know what the weight is after I removed the 2 links, but I sized it for my 7.5-inch wrist, and it fits fine. You have solid end links. Let's open this up. Kind of hard to get my nail under there. Open up the clasp. Solid end links. The bracelet feels pretty good. It's not bad. You know, I hadn't told you what I paid for this watch. To my door, shipped, this watch cost $63 through AliExpress. And I had a discount code, and they gave me $5 off for making the purchase through PayPal. So it cost me $63. And I'm telling you what, that's a banging deal, because this is a pretty sweet watch. It's beautiful, and so far it's been working great. Spot on accurate. I've been timing it against the radio signal clock on my phone. But let's get back to the bracelet. You have brushed side links, polished center links, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm thinking about maybe taking some Scotch-Brite and putting a brushed texture on that. But that's not going to be an issue, because I'm going to show you the strap that I bought that I've been wearing it on that's pretty nice. Anyway, let's get back to this. You have a milled scissor clasp that is reminiscent of the big famous brand. You have the Pagani design logo etched into the center, which I think looks pretty good. Once you get into back, this is not a glide lock style bracelet, but you do have what they call an easy link adjustment. If you look inside the clasp there, you'll see a couple of little pinholes. So those are your micro adjusts. And to get to that, first let me pop open this easy link that gives you about 5 millimeters of extension. So you pop that open, and that now that's not going to be good for you know, wearing over a wetsuit, but this isn't a dive watch. You know, it's got 30 meters of water resistance. I'd swim with it, but anyway, you know, the course of the day, you get hot, you do some work, whatever, your wrist starts to swell up, and you can quickly get a little bit of an extension to keep from overstressing the spring bars and cut off the circulation to your hand. But anyway, if you look down in here, you'll see this little slot. That's where you depress that spring bar so that you can move it to a different position to get your micro adjust. It's a little fiddly, but it's not impossible. Case back, you have some information back here. Pagani design. It's got the model number, PD. I'll tell you what, when I put the leather strap on that I've been wearing now, I'll get this bracelet out of the way, and we'll get a better look at that case back. But in the meantime, it's pretty nice. It has screw link adjustments. which I'll tell you, for what I paid for this watch and the benefits, the features that it comes with, I mean, it's really kind of hard to beat. It's a little bit difficult getting this to snap back in. There it goes. And let's get back to the chrono function. Now you see there's been about 5 or 7 minutes elapsed. So I will stop the chronograph, and when I go to reset it, you'll see they both snap back instantly to the start position, just like a mechanical chronograph. We're going to screw these pushers. Now, these pushers, I'm sure there's an O-ring on the inside of the pushers, and I think the original design was intended so that if you do go swimming, you don't accidentally press the chronograph buttons. And because if you have water pressure and then you start moving the buttons in and out of that little O-ring in there, you're going to get water inside the watch, probably. So that's a nice safety feature. I think that's pretty cool. But when you unscrew that whole unit becomes the pusher. So that is a pretty neat design. I've always thought that was cool. So let me reset that. Screw these back down. Wrong way. A little dyslexic. Okay, and unscrew the crown here. Pop it out to the first position. I guess I didn't pull it out far enough. Oh, I went too far. So you can set your, if I could find that position, there you go. There's your date change. And then your time change. And I'm going to bring this all the way around to where it changes the date and see if it drags the date around all the way like some other mechanical units, or if it snaps quickly like a Swiss movement. Well, I guess I started too late. Let me go another 12 hours here. And we'll have this thing do a date change. Okay, yeah, it's dragging it all the way around. And then it looks like it's going to swap over. Okay, so it took about an hour and 20 minutes for the date to completely change over. Which, I mean, if it's midnight, who's going to be watching that? It changes over when you're in bed. All right, we got it started again. Crown locked down. Don't know what else to say about it right off. I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to put on the strap that I bought. It's a Gekota strap. It's a rally strap from Watch Gecko. Paid $25 for it. And I'll be right back. All right, now how's that for a good-looking watch? Look at that strap. Pretty impressive, pretty comfortable, good quality, well made. As you can see, I've been wearing it. We can get a little bit better look at the information on the back of this case now. Pagani design, sport, PD-1644, stainless steel, 30 millimeter water resistant. And let's look at the dial info here. Pagani chronograph sport, Japan movement. You got your date window down there between 4 and 5. You got your running seconds. You got your chronograph minutes. You got your chronograph second hand. And you got your 24-hour dial. I don't know what else to say about this. Give you a little wrist shot. Well, before that, I'll do a little watch check. This is my Phasar quartz chronograph that I bought in 1987. It's been in a drawer for years. I finally put a battery on it, and lo and behold, the son of a gun works. I'm so glad the original battery didn't leak. This watch was so cool to me when I bought it. I was 23 or 24 years old, and I'm just tickled that I still have it. But anyways, let's get that off and get this on and give you a wrist shot. All right, here we go. Look at that. Now that looks like a race car driver's watch, don't it? Pretty, comfortable, accurate. Everything works really well. Incredible value for money. Now that I have a, $24, $25 band on a $63 watch, I mean, you're still in it for about $90. And I don't see how you could complain about that with what you get for your money. I love it. And I appreciate y'all watching. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day doing whatever you're doing. And y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you on the next watch review. Adios.